All right, let's turn to negative gearing. Labor MPs are backgrounding against the Prime Minister again, this after his property splurge was revealed this week. Two insiders told The Australian that there's now a renewed push for negative gearing reforms. Richard Marles strongly shut down this speculation today. Have a look.
No doors have been opened here. We're not doing negative gearing. That's been made manifestly clear, and none of that has changed.
OK, but negative gearing options are being worked up by Treasury, but you're categorically ruling out any changes, just to be clear.
I just did.
Okay.
Yeah, and not only have I done that, the Prime Minister has made that clear.
Matt, it doesn't kill it off though, right? It's off the table until it's on the table.
Exactly right, and we've now got a government where it's clearly divided, and there are a bunch of people within the Labor Party who have lost complete confidence in the political strategy and nous of their current leader, the Prime Minister. So there are clearly moves to think about a change of leader before the next election. That's why clearly Jim Chalmers leaked out. I'm pretty sure it came from Jim or Jim's people that these issues were being considered. You could tell the Prime Minister bristled at that suggestion a few weeks ago. And there will be this move afoot to do something. And it'll just be completely absurd, though, won't it, Sharri, that if we all face a higher tax rate on property because the Prime Minister bought a house? I mean, that's what's being argued for here by some of these Labor MPs, that because the Prime Minister bought a mansion, we're going to put property taxes up on everybody. Why do we have to cop it? This is absurd, but the government is completely at sea right now. We've got major challenges facing the world that we've discussed. We've got some of the highest energy prices in the world in this country. We're losing our manufacturing industry. Our housing, we can't even provide houses for people. We've got people living on the street in tents, and the government is completely at sea. They are lost, and it's a bit of a shame here. I don't see how they get through the election like this. They're completely at odds with each other.
You don't see how they get through the election, as in you think they're going to lose?
I think that's definitely on the cards, obviously. I think it's very competitive. Obviously, there's a challenge for us to win the number of seats we need. But it's hard to see how there's much of a choice for the Australian people right now, because the Labor Party don't have a clear plan for this country. We've got a clear plan on housing. We're going to cut migration. We're going to let people use their superannuation to buy their first home. We're going to cut government spending to bring down inflation. We've got a plan. These guys don't. Basil,
you know, I think the story this week about the Prime Minister's purchase of the $4.3 million beach house, not even his main residence, has cut through to Australians. And it's just such a terrible perception issue that the Prime Minister doesn't understand what they're going through during a cost of living and housing affordability crisis. Do you think this further derails the PM's chance of winning again?
There's no doubt about that. It was a bad look, badly received by the Australian public at a time when there's a housing crisis. We all know that, and a cost of living crisis on top. I got to say, I defend the Prime Minister's right, or any other politician's right. If they've done well, have put some money away, they can afford the deposit and they can make the repayments, good luck to them. That's what we encourage in this country. We want people to work hard, create their own destiny, go for it and be able to do it. However, the timing absolutely appalling. I also thought, for what it's worth, Scott Morrison was entitled to take a holiday with his family. These two moments have been compared, and I think the analogies are not far off. I think they're very similar in terms of the impact of that person standing with the Australian public, and that's just unfortunate for both of them, as it turns out.